You know, I was thinking about this the other day. In Erie, you played with Connor McDavid. In Toronto, you played with Austin Matthews. You had Brady Tkachuk or Thomas Chabot, two of the great young stars of the game in Ottawa. And now you're going to go and play with Alex Ovechkin. Is there a way to compare, and how do you deal with superstars? You know, that's not to say you're not a star, but how do you deal with those guys and their roles on your team?
I think you just try to help them. I mean, you know, as you know, being a player like myself, I think as much as you can, you want to put those guys in good spots. You want to make sure they're feeling good. You want to make sure that you know, you're supporting them and they feel like they want to play with you. They can play with you, and you're not letting them down. And so, you know, that's the way I've always approached is, you know, playing with Connor and Junior and you know, Austin and you know, now, you know, obviously Shabby and Chucky and those guys. And
Yeah.
you know, but really, you know, you try to support them and you try to help them and make sure that you're doing your job.
Did you know Connor was that good when you played with him in Erie?
Yeah.
Did you, all the hype? Because you another Toronto boy, so you might have seen or heard of him a bit more before you got there, right?
Yeah, you heard of him before he got there, but even as like a 14, 15-year-old, as an underager, you could see it. It was obvious the way he took on players one-on-one and you know, eyed up players and just, you know, faced them square up and just kind of looked to expose guys. And you know, you just don't see many guys do that. A lot of guys, you know, and he's just different. Yeah, he's very different.
and where do you place Austin in all of that?
I mean, he's right there. I mean, he's right there. I mean, the way he shoots and is unbelievable, but the way he stick handles and handles the puck in traffic and can pick up passes in his feet or with guys around him and make plays like that. And also how hard he competes. You know, he wins puck battles like just as good as anybody in the league, in the corners or, you know, anywhere on the ice. He's just yeah, he's a superstar. I mean, so, you know, I was lucky enough to play on those guys' lines at one point or another, and learned a lot from both of them.
I don't think we really understand how big Matthews is as a player, and
Yeah.
how he doesn't use his body viciously, but he's pretty efficient with it, isn't he?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, he's a big boy, but you know, he's not absolutely massive or anything like that. But if anything, it's just it's his balance and his strength that he can just, the way he uses his body, just is such an asset. And, you know, the way he moves on the ice and his balance, you know, and getting pushed and things like that. So yeah, he's he's a special player.
Not to you know, really pay too much attention to your time with the Maple Leafs, but as a player playing for them, did you feel the pressure of this team not winning a Stanley Cup since 1967?
No, I don't think that you know, especially you know, and that's a little bit harder for me to answer because, you know, my role on the team was a little bit different than
No, but you're a local kid. You know,
yeah.
your dad's got a lot of acumen in the game of hockey. Anywhere you went in town, it was, hey, Connor, great to see you with the Leafs. We love you, the local guys on the Leafs. And then, oh, by the way.
Yeah, no, you understand that, obviously. You understand that, and in our time, obviously, that if anything, that made those situations in Toronto and in Boston when we, you know, weren't able to close those game sevens out, sting more. And, you know, obviously looking back, it still stings. And, you know, you want to be able to rectify that. And obviously it's, you know, it makes it just that much more, you know, it mounts every time, you know, you don't execute in those moments.
But it is fair to say that you had to feel something more with each of those situations, and at least part of it has to pertain to the history of the franchise, of the failures of the franchise over the years, even though you had nothing to do with them, no responsibility for them. But you're sitting in the dressing room at the end of the second period in a game seven, and isn't that there? Isn't it somewhere in your mind?
You know, I'm sure it is, but, you know, I remember sitting in those dressing rooms and in game seven and being thinking there's, everyone kind of thinking there was a general good vibe amongst the team, and we believed we were going to get it done in those moments. And, and so obviously to not execute and for things not to go that way, it is, it's tough, but, obviously, and to say that it's not a mental block to get past those things, it would probably not be true either. Cause so much of this game of hockey is mental, like you said, it's so reactive and instinctual. So,
Yeah.
if so much of it is mental. And so, it's hard to really pinpoint that, but it's important to just like be in the moment and be in the game, and things happen so fast out there. You don't really have time to think about, how long things have not been successful in the city.
Is this a topic of conversation within the team, or is it a taboo subject?
Would like be like how long the franchise is.
Well, any of that kind of, yeah, anything like that is remotely negative. When it's done, I get it. But do you guys not want to talk about it?
To be fair, it's been 4 or 5 years since I've been there, and since
Sure.
I've been in those moments, so I can't really remember. But in my memory, I think that it was it was kind of just here and now. It wasn't really about what has happened prior.
Right.
It was more about the here and now. So no, I can't imagine. I don't remember it being mentioned or adding to the pressure. I don't remember that.